Quarterfinal number 2 at the Rome 2022 Beach Volleyball World Championships is underway. In the white, the USA put their first attack long, but Sarah Hughes in the number 2 top and her blocking partner against the team in the darker coloured tops, Anouk Verge-Depre, who's just served, and her blocking partner up at the net, Heidrich. And this time, USA get it sorted. With you for all the women's quarter-final action today from Rome and alongside Kerry Pothast. And Kerry, I've got to ask you, what's your call for this game?
That's always so tough. That's awful. Oh, look, I think it's going to be a battle of the defenders again. I think the defence in these teams, I think Sarah Hughes might have it a little bit. As you said earlier, she's really fast in the sand. And one of the members and the other player might serve the other. It really depends. Everybody is different. Every team is different.
And that's what makes it fascinating for all the matchups we've had so far at these World Championships. Quarter-final day here in Rome. It is going to be spectacular. Opening group of 7 points. Kolinske served for a second time and rolls it straight on the angle to an advancing Verge-Depre, who finds that very tricky spot just over the top of the blocker with ease.
When they go up with power, like they're going to swing really hard and then they just drop it over the top of the big blocker.
I mean, to enjoy every second, every point. They just want to enjoy the experience. They're going to enjoy it a whole lot more if they put this away. Oh, good defence from Hughes, and got it near to Kolinske, and a great pull. Good defence with the hands, and our first protracted rally of this match. That's good stuff from both teams. Former USC Trojan in the NCAA. One of the winningest players in her time there, and that's a nice option ball taken in particular, but the USA have this in their armoury as well.
Sometimes even a bit of chat through the net. You see sometimes with the men. Women are a little quieter through the net, but fly to the left and right.
And that one has certainly caught Kolinske out. Oh, what a touch from Hughes. And a little unlucky that it's gone back to Heidrich. It was a close one. Kolinske grudgingly acknowledging that that did tickle her finger on the way through. Well, tried to dart that down to the sand, but Verge-Depre held her ground really well, and then a sprawling set from Joe Heidrich puts it in playable zone.
Team USA.
Yeah, everything going right for Switzerland at this stage. That ball struck nicely off the side as well. When you get stuck in the middle, you can really use the sides of the ball. You can use your same arm.
24-year-old Swiss blocker with the serve, drops that down onto Kolinske's line, and a good touch from Heidrich in the block, but well recovered by Hughes and very well defended by Heidrich. It's another long rally. Good touch. Well, Switzerland having to mix it up there and showing their versatility. Tough situation for Heidrich and Verge-Depre in the round of 32 when they had to play Verge-Depre's sister Zoe and her partner Esme Bubner. Tough game for them. They came through in 3 sets. It's worse when that teammate is a member of your family.
Well, we've seen some great sisters.
Kolinske sprints into the net. Blockers getting through a lot of work in this heat, and that is heat of a different kind.
See how high she got in the full. That's all she needed.
Still a 3-point cushion, though, for this Swiss pair. Back bump set, stopped by Kolinske, who ghosts into position for a monster block. Where does Switzerland go this time? They've tried both players, and they go Kolinske middle. Well picked up by the taller of the 2 Americans. But a relatively straightforward dig for Verge-Depre, and then she turns it beautifully down the line. Real, assured, solid beach volleyball plays. Nicely put away by Hughes.
But they're not allowed to make contact and get in the way of the players on the other side.
Oh, what a shot. That's an absolute ripper down the line from Verge-Depre.
That too, vocally after the play. They're so pumped, the Swiss team. 2 side outs should do it for them.
Tight. And Hughes is on it. Knew exactly where that ball was going to go, but in turn just rolls it straight onto Verge-Depre. And it's a little shootout with the defenders here. Blockers now get involved. And it's Heidrich that sorts it out. And there's a trademark look through the net after the shot. Hughes has not been at her best from the service line. And that's a relatively straightforward pass for Verge-Depre, who just turns it into space, and Switzerland shut that first set down with a very professional performance. 21-17. First set in the kit bag for the Swiss pair on the left of your screen. And it's USA in the white. Women's quarter-final here, this 2022. Ninth place finish for the Swiss team in Hamburg in 2019. It was the start, really, of a glorious couple of years that produced a European Championships in Latvia and then that wonderful bronze medal in Tokyo.
Sorry, Switzerland's the last country that you would think would generate some great beach volleyball players, landlocked right in the mountains. Beautiful streams. The players will go to the streams to cool down in the freezing cold water.
But this is the big one for the season here in Rome. USA starting set 2 steadily. Couldn't quite get enough on that ball, Heidrich. So Verge-Depre with another chance. And Switzerland will go to the end switch once again.
Because as a setter, you want to put the ball between the net and the player so they can come forward onto it. Another short serve and another block.
Monster block.
I said it earlier that Kolinske hadn't really got into the blocking, but that was a fly block. Doesn't matter how you do it.
No, as long as you get it done. 14 blocks for the tournament, and that suddenly changes things.
Right now they need a little bit of something to go their way if they want to take out this second set.
That'll do for starters, but very well recycled by Hughes, and that was about the only piece of sand that was left available, and she's found it. Encouraging start to this second set. USA in the white, chasing the game. 1 set to love down. And that'll do again. Another tight ball on the net. Oh. All that effort, all that work from the USA, and they are worse than back to square one. 3 quick points.
The serve dropping, floating around, just causing havoc there, making it really hard for Kolinske. She had a good swing, but wow, Heidrich, see how far she... You see Verge-Depre just lines her up again. I'm coming back at you.
A 7-point swing turns into an 8-point swing. That is a very good hit off a defensive play. Mana Paredes, but the Canadian side just could not find top gear and faded rather badly in set 2. USA at the moment going down a similar path. Heidrich it is, covered in sand as she goes back to the service line. And that's a very good pull and defence. And whacks it off the hands of Kolinske. Super attention to detail from the Americans, but they still can't win the point. It's Switzerland that take another tight rally. Well, it's murder on centre court at the moment. Don't know about the dance floor. Oh dear me, another shank pass from Kolinske. And that's a very good...
We haven't seen a lot. They've kept her wide a lot of the time.
Good blocking. That's the way to find your way back into the match. Did they take their time out earlier? Well made. And again, you have to question that set, the service going to Verge-Depre. Terrifically athletic spike to take Switzerland to the brink. They're nearly home. Another good play. No need for Verge-Depre. USA are going to try and make that less easy than it sounds. But no, that is too good from Joanna Heidrich. Hughes goes on to Heidrich. Heidrich for the game. And a place in the semi-final is booked by this Swiss pair. European champions, Olympic bronze medalists. And now they've got a shot at the podium at a World Championships. Phenomenal stuff from them as they beat the Americans Kolinske and Hughes by 2-0.